To our live video series. Today we're going to take an in-depth look at a whole bunch of things and features of the Kia Seltos SX. This is the top of the line model, and we're going to try to show you things that the other videos that you've probably been watching aren't showing you. So I find that these are not the most entertaining things, but you guys have told me over and over again that you found these videos really helpful, so I apologize if you're not entertained. I promise you'll be informed, and it'll be fun. Fun for us, and we'll try to make it as fun as we can. So here we go. This is 2022 Kia Seltos SX. If you've never joined us before, what you're going to find is that if you want to just skip to the content and you're not live with us, you can skip to that 3-minute mark of the video. That'll be where we start with the content. In the meantime, we'll cover some news, some notes, and if you want, I'll show you how to join us live right now, as soon as the camera moves around. There we go. Camera's a little slow today. All right, there we go. So if you go to our YouTube channel exactly at 2 o'clock Eastern time, which is what we're doing right there, you will see that our page generally looks like this, but if you refresh the page exactly at 2 o'clock, you will see that the live video replaces our sort of placeholder. Hold on a second here, guys. Wow, that scared me. Somebody's looking for this car, and that might happen again. All right, we got 2 sets of keys, and when they don't know where the cards are, they start hitting the panic button. Give me a second here, guys. Let me just deal with that. That woke me up. Can somebody tell them that the card's in the video bay? That was fun. This may happen again. All right, that wakes you up every now and then. Okay, so what I was trying to show you is how to join us live. Let's do that again. Just refresh the page exactly at 2 o'clock. And yeah, wow, that's right. You have no idea how loud that is when you're standing next to it. All right, so there you go. You'll see the live video right there. We're going to click that live video. While it's coming up, you're going to have to watch an ad. Really quickly, I'm going to run an ad as well. If you are interested in buying a car in Ontario, reach out to me in the link in the description after this video, and that'll help us link you up with Brantford Hyundai, Owen Sound Hyundai, or of course Brantford Kia, where I am based out of, and we will help you take care of that. I run terrible ads, but the point is these are the people that support me, so let's support them. All right, let me just skip the ad. Oh, I missed the chance to skip my ad here. I apologize. We got thrown off here on the news and the notes section. Skip ad. There we go. I'm going to go full screen. No, we're not going to go full screen. There we go. Okay, we got a couple commenters on there. So I apologize, guys, for losing my train of thought there, but when they set the alarm off, that kind of wakes you up. What's going on, news and notes? We just had a pretty big week of Sorento, Tucson, both PHEV, so plug-in hybrid and plug-in hybrid and hybrid vehicles. Did the Santa Cruz earlier this week. We had a pretty good run there, so I don't know, it seems like videos you guys were interested in. If you missed them, go ahead and check them out. Meantime, we're 3 minutes into the video already. Let's get going on the SX Seltos. Here we go. All right, real quick, I have a small little cut on my thumb, and it was much better, but I don't want it to have any problems. So I've got an ugly Band-Aid on. Let's just ignore that when I show you the key for this car. Kia Seltos for 2022. You may not have seen the 2022 models. You've got the new logo on the key as well. Hard to show you, but there's a nice little sort of grooved kind of lines through there. And they match the exterior emblems as well. The other thing that you'll see is the remote start button here on the key fob, which is kind of nice. Somebody says, if you replaced your Band-Aid. I was going to go Band-Aid list today, some of my regulars. I was going to go without a Band-Aid today, but yeah, a little skin flap there. I didn't want to have to be bleeding on someone's car. All right, so anyways, remote start on the key fob, that's there. And you can see the extra buttons there. I can throw this key in my pocket and never need it the rest of the video. Now, one thing I will not show you in this video, because I have not set it up yet, but, oh no, never mind. We'll skip that till later. Okay, we'll come back to that. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna show you the inside of the car. On the SX, a couple little things that can tweak you to tell you that it is an SX. You can see you have these, metallic looking door handles here. And although these wheels look identical to the EX Premium, you will see the little red line in the middle. That red line tells you it's an SX, and they are actually 1-inch larger wheels. So the EX Premium has a little bit more sidewall, a little bit less metal. And if you're concerned about the ride, I would say don't be concerned at all. The idea that little bits of a little tiny bit of extra rubber is going to give a better ride is kind of an older view. We've been able to tune suspension so much better now because, in part because of high-strength steel that we use. There's a lot better structure here. So when we talk about high-strength steel, a lot of people don't realize that most Kia and Hyundai vehicles have far more high-strength steel in the vehicle than anything in its price class. And that's because they own pretty much everything to do with the steel process. So Putting higher strength steel in allows for stiffer vehicles, it allows for lighter weight with better strength, and it also allows you to really tune the suspension up well. So again, a little bit smaller sidewall than some of our other things, but to me it rides pretty much identically. I would say you'd have a tough time realizing any ride difference, even though you have less sidewall here, and to be honest, a little bit better look. Pretty good size wheel there. Out front, we're going to show you the lights later, but a little quick preview. LED signal lights, headlights, and fog lights. One thing I want to point out here is this radar plate. We're going to talk about what that does a little bit later in the video, but that is part of what that does is your cruise control, your forward collision avoidance. Usually on something like a Soul or many of other cars, it's quite low in the vehicle, but because this has a very good approach angle, which is an off-road term that this isn't really an off-road car, but a very good approach angle, which is what this is, they're able to mount it up higher. By mounting it up higher, this is a sensor that if it gets covered with slush can throw a warning light, and you're much less likely to get it covered with the slush in the winter when it's up high there. So again, we're just gonna focus on things that the other videos aren't showing you. The other thing we're gonna talk about quickly is the all-wheel drive system. If you're a regular with us, you have heard this. Somebody's blinking this light now. So how are they blinking that light? Oh, I wonder if someone is setting up a UVO intelligence account. Maybe that's what's going on. Interesting. So if you are setting up a UVO intelligence account for your car, I'm going to be messing with your car. This is a sold car, and the person that I was talking to this morning on Instagram actually was letting me know this is their car. I have a feeling they may be setting up their UVO intelligence, which is not going to go well for my video. So if you're doing that, don't do that if you're watching, because I don't know how to film this car. But I think that's what might be going on, which we should talk about UVO Intelligence. UVO Intelligence is a cell phone app where you can control your car from anywhere in the world. That's possibly what's going on right now, because starting the vehicle, honking the vehicle, that can happen from the key fob. However, UVO Intelligence honking the vehicle, doing things can happen over online. And that's not going to go well for our video or for your car for me. So, no more testing UVO. There we go. You can see it, okay, in the comment section for those people not watching live. The guy who's testing the UVO right now owns this car. So that's actually a pretty good ad for UVO Intelligence. I don't usually get to test this because we have to set up with the owner. But the reason that at the very beginning of this video, the horn was going off is he got his VIN number. He set up his UVO Intelligence. You can see it's quite simple to do. And he was blinking stuff. So maybe at the end of this video, if Andrew's still watching, we'll say, hey, go ahead and make your lights blink or something like that. But if you're watching, don't do that, because I'm going to get in the car and start it. All right, so that's pretty funny. He's making things happen. So UVO Intelligence, cell phone app, you can control your car from anywhere in the world, and that's literally happening in real time on this live video. We should talk more about that probably in a video. Other thing real quickly I want to point out is the SX model has this, he says, you're lucky I have a meeting to attend, it's all yours. All right, yeah, that was fun. I've never had to battle with a customer for control of the car in my video bay. Okay, yeah. All right, one thing I want to show you is if you get the SX, this is a black, sort of piano black trim. In the EX Premium, it's a body color trim. So that is another way to identify this. All right. Yeah, exactly. Until you come get it from me, it's my car, not your car. It's the ownership's not in your name quite yet. All right, that's pretty funny. Let's jump in here. And now I got to unlock the car that our viewer has locked on me. Oh boy, fun times. Okay, one thing you'll notice here is power driver's seat. Power driver seat with lumbar. The passenger seat is also a powered seat. This vehicle has it all. So the EX Premium is always one that I sort of half recommend, as well as this, depending on which engine and transmission you want. If you want this particular vehicle, you do get some nice benefits. Somebody asked earlier, do you have a heads-up display? And you bet you do. You have a nice heads-up display right over here, which again, on video is not gonna look as nearly as good as it does in person. It's very hard to film these things, and to be honest, it's adjusted incorrectly for my eyes. You can see we definitely need fuel in this vehicle soon. We'll get that a little bit later. Again, it looks like it's very much in the distance, this speedometer here, but it is actually very close to you. And the reason they use these screens is, let's be very honest, it is a less expensive way to do heads-up display. But in this car, it's placed very well for me. Some cars, I end up looking down at it. So again, heads-up display screen makes your windshield less expensive to replace if you ever get a chip in the windshield, and you have everything there. So we're going to go through that a little bit later, but you do get this. If you are American, you're probably saying, hey, I don't get a heads-up display. That's true. You'll have to move to Canada if that's the case. So Canadians have some features there. The other big benefit here is, let's just show you over here. You have this 10.25-inch screen. This is the kind of do-it-all stereo. Bose, Bluetooth, HD radio, Sirius XM. So the big thing is this is the only way to get the Bose audio system. That is a definite upgrade in this car. It sounds pretty good. And you do have more bass in this vehicle as well. So we're going to come back over here. Someone's in my room here, but I think, oh, we're good. Okay, just a salesperson. Okay. Ignore fuel efficiency numbers. I just drove this car through the car wash, and you spend a lot of time idling in there. So again, we can get much better fuel efficiency on this car than what you're seeing. I'll have to double check the specs, but this is the one car. There are a few cars in the lineup where I have not a whole lot of difficulty exceeding the fuel efficiency numbers. And this is one of those cars where for me, for my, when I try to get decent fuel efficiency, this is very good. And the transmission plays a role in that. So we should talk about the transmission. We've talked about things that other drivers or other videos aren't showing you. This dual clutch transmission has a different feeling for some people, and it's something that could throw you off if you're not sure what's going on. But if you've ever driven a manual transmission and you've released the clutch, it's very hard to drive a manual transmission at, say, 0.5 kilometer per hour. You release the clutch and you're going 1 or 2 kilometers an hour. Because this is a dual clutch, it functions very much like a manual transmission. So sometimes that when you release the brake, it kind of moves forward. It's hard to creep at that 0.5 kilometer an hour thing. So you're moving a little bit quicker than that usually. So this car has that. It's not a problem with the car. It's a function of the car. It gives you great fuel efficiency. It also helps you get very, good mileage and also very good performance out of this car. All right, let's talk about this. One of the things they don't show you in this vehicle is the tachometer. And the reason I'm showing you the tachometer is because when we talk about power, you have 195 foot-pounds of torque. That's significantly more than the regular vehicle, but all of that torque comes in right here in the rev range. So what that means is the engine revs up just to there, and you have maximum torque, which is that pulling power, right up above 4,000 RPM. So a lot of cars, you have to rev the car up to around this range or beyond to get to your maximum power, maximum torque. In this car, you'll have maximum torque here, and it stays through the rev range right there. So when you're shifting through the gears and you're accelerating, you really feel this car feels strong. The other thing I really like is this display screen in the center. You've got a permanent digital speedometer on the right side there. The only car we have that has this style of this software in the car, and I quite like it. You've also got a whole bunch of other things. Your navigation information could be nicely displayed on this clear screen, and you've got things like your blind spot detection, lanes keeping assist that we can keep on. Driver attention warning. There's your all-wheel drive bar graph. It shows you exactly which wheels are getting power. Those will fill in with usually blue light or blue coloring, or might be purple in this car. Bar graphs will fill in to show you where the wheels are, what's going on with the wheels, and tire pressure monitors. As you drive, you'll see each individual tire. That monitor will be displayed. All right, let's dig into a few of the things that you are not going to see on every other video. Sound and mood lighting. I don't know if everybody shows this because it's hard to show in the daylight. It's actually hard to show in my video bay here today. Let's try to go to a color that I think will be easier to see. Ooh, golden inside. Let's make the outside match the inside. Now, what we'll do is we'll turn it up to full blast. It is going to not tie it to the music. All right, there you can go. So you can see the sort of ambient lighting in there. I believe it's also in the speakers a little bit there. You can see some of that. Yeah, let's go actually to a super red. Red might be easier to see. So there we go. Change it to red. And that ambient lighting comes across here. So the ambient lighting is pretty cool in this car because you can customize it in a lot of different ways. You can set it a little bit more with your music. You can change the brightness. You can change, and you can see it's not all the same exact color. It kind of fades between some of these colors. The super red is kind of a fade between yellow and orange. So it's kind of a cool system there. And then you can go with a color theme, which let's do party time. All right, let's see if this will work. Oh, it is. Party time, we'll change the colors. You see it sort of changing there? It looks pretty cool. And again, I'm showing you almost a light, but it's just going to give a glow to the dash. And you can see it in the speakers there as well. So kind of a cool theme. You can change between all of these things if you want to set the mood for romance. Maybe you're going to have a nice night. I suppose this puts your partner in the mood for romance, I guess. I don't really know how these things work. Midnight City, maybe it looks like a Midnight City. Traveling, does that make you travel? No, just nice traveling. Hey, yo, that's how I usually greet my children. Hey, yo, because sometimes I forget their names. There's only 2, but anyways, the point is they have silly names, but they have kind of cool results. So glow only is kind of my favorite there. All right, moving back to here, I want to show you a few other things. HD radio data is something that our regulars have seen a lot. You can radar view where you can see if there's a cloud in the sky. You can also see traffic in there. There's some live traffic information there. But you have a Doppler radar screen. As you can see, there's basically not a cloud in the sky today. Well, a couple clouds, but not so bad. But you can see our radar reflects that here, which is pretty cool. What's that Kia box in the passenger door? Oh, that is just a manual for, this car hasn't gone through our shop yet, so that's one of our, probably our audio system manual or something like that. So it's one of the manuals that's usually in the glove box when you buy it. It's a good question there. All right, pulling through here, let's show you a couple other things you haven't always seen. Let's go to the setup here, and we're gonna go to the vehicle setup, and we're gonna go to, let's just skip ahead here. Let's go to seat. When you go to the seat, these have rear heated seats in this car. If you go rear seat heating control, you don't have to reach around back. So if you're taking people out, let's say you're going to pick them up, you can just turn on their heated seats a little early. Of course, the seat bottom and the rear back, so the picture is not accurate to what's the actual function on the back seats. But you can also have somebody say, oh, my seat heater's getting too quickly. They have a button. They can adjust themselves, but you can help them out as well. So it's kind of nice to be able to do that from your seating thing. The heads-up display is also a pretty good thing. Again, I can't really show you it very well there, but I can show you a lot of information over here. So you can set the content selection. First of all, you can aim it up or down. You can put it in a whole bunch of different areas. You can adjust the height, the brightness, all kinds of things. But the selection is really helpful. So you can see here, if you have your navigation system set, this has a GPS system in the main head unit here, so that information can go not just through to this display screen, but it can also go up through to this display screen. So some of your turn-by-turn navigations, traffic signs, driving convenience info, blind spot information. We're going to put the radio and media on there as well. So full lot of things that you can put up there. I believe also your blind spot detection. Yeah, blind spot safety info. So what happens is, if you have, I don't know if you can see that, there we go. If this orange light is on, that means someone's in your blind spot. But what's cool is you can see that orange light up in here. So basically, if you see an orange light there, you don't have to check your mirrors. You know that someone is right there. Now, if you don't see it there, obviously check your mirrors just to be safe, to make sure that the system, you know, doesn't miss something. But anytime you see an orange light, and I kind of like that because I'm thinking about signaling, I see an orange light there. Oh, I can't signal now until that car passes me, and that's when I'll check. So you can set a lot of things into your heads-up display here. And there's a lot of other things we can show you. One thing I want to show you is a common question I get asked in the device connections section. Your Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Now on these 10.25-inch screens right now, it's wired. 8-inch screen is wireless. If you're asking me why, I don't know. I've asked that question to the highest levels of Kia Canada. They know I'm waiting for an answer. Why only on the 8-inch screen, not the 10.25-inch screen? And more importantly, will a 10.25-inch screen receive a software update in the future to enable it? There's been hints that that might happen, but nobody's been able to confirm that for me. As soon as I get a good answer, I'll let you know. But right now, it's a wired connection. But if you do the Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, you can see it says use split screen on Android Auto, and same thing, use split screen for Apple CarPlay. I want to point out, a lot of people angrily write to me and say, I can't use my Apple CarPlay on the full screen, or I can only use it on the 2/3 screen, or I can only use it full screen. If you want to change that, you can change that to go full screen. So basically, like we have right now, it'd be partial screen, or you can make it full screen. So it's just a little checkbox. Your car is able to do that. You just have to dig for that menu there, which you can see how we got to there through the device connections. User profiles are also really handy because this car, you can change the user from guest, where we're on, to driver 1 or driver 2. We're going to keep it on guest for now. The reason this is important is with all the safety features in this car, you can set it up so that it controls the screen, controls your presets and that kind of thing. But little things like maybe I have my blind spot detection set up at a different setting. Maybe I just want a blind spot warning. Some people want to turn those systems off. So all the different safety features, even the timings of warnings, you want to be warned earlier or later, depending on how you drive. You can set all those things up per user. So driver 1 or driver 2, which means that when you share this car, it's customized for you. And if you ever think about that, how much sense this makes, these screens are a lot like your cell phone. If you ever had to share your cell phone with your significant other, it would be a lot less enjoyable user experience. You would have apps in places you didn't want them. You would have settings in ways that you didn't want. We don't share cell phones for a reason, right? We used to share home phones. We never share a cell phone. And it's becoming the same with cars. You would never share this much technology in a phone, so why would you do it in a car? So when you set those individual user profiles with your shared driver, you've now customized the car for you, and you're going to have a better user experience. Because again, think of using your phone with all of your partner's apps and other things on there. This is better, it works well, and you can customize it. Down here, we're gonna go climate system, and then we're gonna go one more. Actually, you know what? We'll take your questions right now. We're gonna, if you have a question, answer your question. We got 52 people on right now. Let's see if we can get to 50 likes today. We're halfway there, 26 likes already. So let's see if we can get 25 of you right now are sitting there going, I'm not giving this a like. And if you did, we'd blow through to 70 likes, no problem. Show you just one thing as we're on our way out. This car is capable of steering for itself, and the smart cruise control is capable of accelerating and braking on its own, and that mixes with highway drive assist, which can use your navigation information, and it can keep you centered in the lane and driving very well, including it'll sense things like curves around roads. It can slow things down around curves in the highway. So basically, on a long trip, this is a fantastic car. You can drive real easy. And somebody says, can you answer my question? Yes, I will. We're gonna go answer questions in just a second. But yeah, on a long drive, keeps your car centered in the lane, and it can adjust the cruise control with cars in front of you, and the highway drive assist is just a more precise version of that. Other thing on a long trip, sunroof is nice, and while we're looking at it, check out these little lights right here. You can turn them all on with the buttons, or I can just touch the glass on this button, and it turns on automatically, which is a pretty cool little function. All right, we're gonna go take your questions right now. Still begging for your likes, so let's see if we can get close to 50 by the time I've answered a few questions. And we'll come back and show you a couple more things that I think people should show more in other videos that we'll show you in our video. Just walking by my motion sensor lights to get the lights back on here. And let's take your questions. Okay, flipping the camera up to me here. Oh, we lost a few people begging for likes there. All right. Okay, so is the fuel consumption economical since fuel prices are rising? Yeah, this is a very fuel efficient vehicle. This is actually an excellent fuel efficient vehicle. There is a more fuel efficient version of the Seltos. It also gives you less power. So my argument is this one is probably pretty close to that for fuel efficiency if you're careful. Obviously with the turbo engine, you've got a lot more power there and it just feels stronger. This doesn't feel like a rocket ship. It's not like an overly powerful car. We have some cars that are, very, very powerful. But this one feels strong throughout, and I think that's why people buy the SX. In addition to that Bose audio heads-up display, those are nice features. Heated ventilated seats, we're still going to show you those kind of things. All right, so why don't we have the Kia Sonnet in Canada? Don't know. I don't make those decisions. I'd be happy if they brought it here, but I guess they've decided it won't sell here. So yeah, it's in the Indian market. Back. Somebody let me know that we're back. Sorry about that. Sometimes we get interrupted here with internet signal. I think we're back. Okay. Where are we? Yeah, so you guys are talking about different requirements, different things. So yeah, you've talked a lot about the Sonnet, no problem. Because sworn I got a wireless Android Auto to work on the 10-inch screen. If you did, show me how, because at this point it's not supposed to work. Is it available for purchase right now? Yes, it is available for purchase. This particular one is actually a sold unit, but we have them coming in, so you can get more of them. I just wanted to film this yellow one because we don't see the yellow one very much as well. Can you set up the driver's seat for driver 1 and driver 2 so that either gets in to press a button, the seat automatically goes to their setting? On the Seltos, no. On the Kia K5, yes. For some reason, I think what it is this is my assumption based on my experience, and I haven't confirmed this because I just need more cars to look at. I believe if there's a driver's memory button on the seat, then that will tie in too, I think, because the K5 has that. If it has a power seat with no driver memory button, then that seems to be the differentiator for why it doesn't move the seat. It would be a great idea, and I think they should tie it in together. Some of our cars as well, I'm not sure on Seltos, but many of our cars, the climate settings will also be set in. So if I like to keep the climate at say 20 degrees and you like to keep the climate at 22 and we share a car, then the user settings can set the climate as well. I haven't checked on this Seltos. I think it is the same though, but anyways. All right, so somebody says they're gonna try this week and let me know on 2021 SX. So you're talking Seltos SX? Yeah, I haven't seen wireless work on the 10.25 screen. Bluetooth obviously works, but not the CarPlay setting in there. Okay, what else have we got here? I think that's all the questions. Now I can see the heads-up display, all right. Okay, let me see if there's anything else. I'm just skipping through a lot of comments here, but not questions. So if I'm missing your question, bear with me. I'll do my best to catch them, but it's hard to do that. So, somebody had a Volkswagen in the same color, GTI in the same color. Wish we had more colors like this on the road. Yeah. So yeah, this would be cool to see more colors. All right, I want to go back in and take a look at just seats for a second. So again, things that other people don't show you. The seats in this car, like on the EX and EX Premium, have this pattern of perforation through it. However, only the EX Premium and the SX take advantage of these perforations with heated and ventilated seats. So we're going to turn the vehicle back on for a second. Or we're not, because the key is in my pocket and I'm leaning in the car. Let's try that again. All right, turn the vehicle back on. And you can see here that the heated seats come on, 3 levels of seat heating, and ventilated seats. So of course, those blow cool air through the seats. And then you also have your heated steering wheel as well. So rump roasters, exactly. Some of you want us to call them rump roasters. I used to start calling them rump roasters only on used car videos, and then I started moving over to new car videos, and I felt like it was less professional, but now it's kind of become my thing. They're rump roasters. So there we go. And we'll flip around here. Whoops, come on, camera. Oh boy, I'm having trouble. There we go. Okay, so again, rump roasters on both the driver and passenger seat, and ventilated seats as well. Hill descent control 4x4 lock button, or 4-wheel drive lock button, which on this car, the all-wheel drive lock button, you really only want to use if you're stuck in snow. Most of the time, let the computer think for you and you're going to do better. If you're really concerned about winter traction, I would say get winter tires. The very first time we got to drive these cars, we went to a ride and drive. This is pre-COVID. And it had snowed that day. We got an open parking lot with an autocross course, and this car blew us away with its snow traction. And the all-wheel drive system, as well as the stability control system, really allowing the car to pivot the way we were wanting it to on steering aggressive maneuvers in snow. So very, very good car in the snow. All right, so front seats, heated and ventilated seats. And on the rear seats, we'll show you as well here. The SX trim line, let me flip it around here, also has 2 levels of seat heating, which again, we showed you from the front. The seat heating is only in the bottom. The picture did show on the side and the bottom. It's only in the bottom, unless they've changed something for me. What's kind of cool back here, though, is even in this entry-level type market, I did have this seat moved further back than I needed it. And you can still see I've got tons of room here. So lots of space there for my knees. Vents and a USB port, space to put your phone. Passenger side is the only one that gets the pocket. I feel like that's a little bit outdated. I feel like, you know, we can put pockets on both sides now, but that is what it is. Still cool little speaker grills back here. And one thing that sort of surprises me, or when it always surprised me when I got in this car, a lot of these SUVs, they technically claim they can seat me, or they claim that they have better headroom or good headroom or the same headroom. I fit here. Something like a Honda HR-V. Now, I haven't seen the most recent one. I used to bang my head on the curvature of the roof when I went back. So if you accelerate hard, kind of like that, I would hit my head on the roof. So good roof height the entire way back. So if you're taller, you fit there. The seats also do recline a tiny, tiny bit. And then you also have the cup holders back here in the armrest. And the armrest is raised. Let me show you here. It's raised off the ground there. So you do have it at the proper height for your elbows. And you also have, if you're taking adults around, their legs are flush on the seat. So you can very much be comfortable on the seat. All right, got to 43 likes. I'm going to show you the trunk and the lights. Why don't we do lights first? I usually do trunk first. We'll do lights first. You may not want to see the trunk. I don't know. We'll show you the trunk. We're still looking for those 50 likes. So let's see if we can get there. Let's show you the trunk first. Trunk has a cool function that I think is underrated. So you do have this panel here. This panel, this car hasn't been through the shop yet, but these strings will hook onto up here, and it will flip up with the hatch there when it's properly done. And then you also have a floor that can lower. And we did this the other day, but if you missed that video, we'll do the exact same thing in this car. If you look down there, you have a spare tire, not an accessory kit. So we're gonna throw my teddy bear in here. And again, usually that lifts with the tailgate, but if it doesn't, you can really see the advantage of that lowering floor when I throw my teddy bear in here. So my teddy bear is my trunk measurement tool. If you've never seen my videos, pretty much every video I make, when I show the trunk space, I've been showing teddy bear in here. I put his body against the rear seats, and you can kind of see how much trunk space there is. Because if I was just to fill your screen with the video, you wouldn't be able to see how big it is, but now you can compare with the Teddy. So he's pretty good lengthwise. I mean, he could be a little bit bigger in some of our bigger SUVs, but he's pretty comfortable there. And the Kia Soul, if you're wondering, which is the smaller versions of this car, or a smaller option to this car, pretty much runs out of trunk space right about here. So you get some more trunk space here, and you can see by lowering the floor, Teddy's tummy is well clear of that panel. If I had the floor raised, his tummy would be touching or even pushing up on that panel there. So really nice option to have that lowering floor there, just to give you a little bit more space under the privacy cover. Privacy cover does not come in every Seltos, so having the SX is another reason to get. Why are these so hard to get? Oh boy, short answer, why is this car hard to get? It's one of our most popular selling vehicles. Last year it was our most popular selling vehicle. Also, the entire automotive industry. I don't know what your town's like, but if you drive around this town, I think Mazda's got like 4 cars up front. Chrysler's usually got like 100, and they have like 12. We're doing pretty well with right here, right now, but we're definitely all low on inventory. So everything's hard to get right now. A lot of people have adapted to buying a brand new car today. There's a good chance you may have to order that car. And that's what this person did here who's bought this car. They have ordered this car and it's just come in for them. So between chip shortage, supply chain issues, there's a lot of stuff going on, but also very popular cars. All right, let's quickly look at lighting and then we'll wrap it up. Got 44 likes. So I'm not sure what you guys are needing from me to get 6 more likes. Got over 50 people on, so we're looking for 50 likes today. Do me a favor, and here's what that does, guys. If you're interested in this vehicle, it spreads it to more people who are interested in this vehicle. If we get lots of likes, lots of views, those kinds of things, then I know that you guys want to see more videos like this, and we just pull cars like this back in again. If not, we kind of move to things that seem to be more popular and that kind of thing. Let's turn the full lights on here. Peter helped me learn it more too, which helped. Yeah, I'm trying to help you guys learn. All right. Let's get the lighting all going here. So we've got the signal lights in the mirror. Oops, let's flip it around here. Signal lights in the mirrors blinking right there. And over here, we have the LED daytime running light, which runs across to here if you get the LX model, and every model above that, the EX and above, you have the light goes right across into there. Of course, you have the LED signal lights on this car. So depending on your trim line, sometimes your headlights are here and your signal lights in there, but when you get the LED lights like this, which I highly recommend, blam, blazing bright, and blazing bright fog lights there as well, all individually aimed. And what that, oh, come on, camera. Camera's adjusting to the G-forces here instead of what I'm telling it to do. There we go. So the LED lights give you that really bright area. Now these look yellower on camera than those. Actually, they're just brighter. The camera has trouble adapting, so it changes the color a little bit. But really bright lights, and that natural color gives you really good idea of what you see at night because it's more daylight in color. So when you see something, it looks more familiar to what you would see in the daylight, which makes it easier to see. Coming back here, you can still see that signal light blinking there. That's very easy to see in person, hard to see in the video. Signal lights there, and you can see a little bit of flicker to the taillights. That's because those, when they flicker, that's just the way it interacts with our camera, but that shows you that those are LED lights as well. They carry right through. They got some real depth and texture, so it just makes the car look a lot richer in person. So it's kind of cool the way different angles, you can sort of see that depth there. It's pretty cool. All right, that's basically this video. We hit 57 likes. I'm gonna go, oh, somebody says the high beam assist. Can I demonstrate it? Sort of. Let me start with demonstrating high beam assist for 1 second. And I'll show you right here. And so high beam assist, when I turn on the high beams right now, oh, put my foot on the brake for a second, there we go. When I turn on the high beams right now, you're gonna see something come in right there, and it's gonna show you either blue like this, which is me just pressing, let me just show you what I'm doing. I'm pulling this towards me there, just the flash to pass. So when you see that, you'll see the regular blue. When I push that lever away from me, instead, oh, hold on. Oh, because I turned it on to full systems. Hold on. That's the other thing I should tell you. Let me go over here. If it is on full headlight like it is now, it will just use regular high beam. If it goes down to the auto setting and I turn on my high beams, then it will be the automatic high beams, which there you go. You see the auto setting. I was wrong. It's over here. So my high beams didn't actually turn on. Why not? Because, let's just zoom back out, because there's ambient lighting here where it says, hey, you don't need the high beams on. So if it senses vehicles in front of you, either going away from you or coming towards you, or it senses the like street lights, it will turn off. I've driven a Tesla where they turned on in the city, but only reacted to different lights. So that's a different thing here. They do react to other vehicles there. So again, the automatic high beam, you can almost leave them on depending on where you live, and they will turn on and off on their own. So there we go. Somebody said, can I show you under the hood? Sure, I will. Let me just do one thing first. Oops, there we go. Signal lights here. We're gonna go answer your questions, and then we're gonna go under the hood. A lot of you are asking right now, how long is it gonna take to get this car? I'm gonna be honest, I haven't double checked, and I'll tell you why. I do Hyundai and Kia vehicles. Every trim line, every model is different. For instance, Carnivals, I know that we've got more Carnivals attached now than we, but they're gonna fulfill a whole bunch of SX orders that we weren't gonna have. The easiest way to tell how long it's going to take is to talk to your actual dealer, because on occasion, there will be a vehicle in transit that matches what you're buying, and maybe that's only a few weeks away, a couple days away even. On most cases, you have to wait for it to be built. So anybody giving you an actual date before you have a VIN number is guessing. So don't go to one dealer and they'll say, oh, we'll have it 2 weeks. Another dealer says it's going to be 2 months. Don't choose your dealer based on that because they're guessing. Until they can show you a VIN number and show you that it's in production, we're guessing. If I had to guess, and this is purely guess, right now it's probably a couple months for a vehicle like this. Could be less, could be more. But once you place the order and the order gets assigned a VIN number, once it's assigned a VIN number, then it's assigned a production date. We can guesstimate how long it takes to produce, how long it takes to ship, and then we can actually tells us in our system, production is this time, shipping is this time, so it'll be to port or to rail or to the compound or whatever it is. So that's the only way to accurately tell you the dates. And a lot of people ask me to predict it, and I just have trouble doing that on video because it can really vary across the country, across the world where we have an audience, in the States and Canada especially. So it's hard for me to predict, but your sales team, if you're buying a car based on a salesperson saying it'll be 2 weeks, and you have another dealer saying it'll be 2 months, they're both guessing. So don't let that be the determining factor. Deal with the people who are going to be straightforward and honest with you and say, to be very honest, I don't know. That's when you know you're dealing with honest people that are giving you what you want to know as opposed, or what you need to know rather than just what you want to hear. All right, so that's that question. Price on this one you guys asked? Yeah, this one is, let's just show you the price right now. Flip down to my computer screen. We're going to show you the top 3 trim lines of the Seltos in Canada. This one's what we're looking at today, $32,995. Save $2,000 by losing the transmission, the Bose audio, and the engine. Different engine, of course. And we didn't even talk about the wireless phone charger, those kinds of things in this car. And then you go down to the most popular model, $27,995. You do get LED lights on this trim and that trim. I highly recommend those if you can. And you can see the difference in horsepower, 146 and 175. But the real difference is the torque number, 195 foot-pounds of torque in the top line model there as well. All right, flipping back to me. Hope you guys appreciate that I'm trying to give you, like if I had a date of how long it would take to get to you, I would tell you. I just get frustrated because I hear stories, especially from our sales team, of other dealers, people making promises, oh, we can get that car in a couple weeks. And that's not true unless they have a VIN number. So there we go. What if you order a car but it doesn't get there after your lease is up but it was supposed to? Let's just put it this way. If you're ordering that car from us, we'll work something out with you. There's options for you. I don't know what other dealers are doing. I have a sense of what we're doing, but if you're local to us, we'll figure something out with you. We'll make it work for you. All right. Would you know there's, probably unrelated to this vehicle, but would you know if there's a software update plan for the 10.25-inch infotainment screen to make it wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay? The highest levels of Kia Canada know that I'm looking for the answer to that question. So as soon as they can share it with their dealer group, they will also share it with me. I think they're trying to figure out what the plan is exactly there as well. There was a rumor, somebody had told me once that it would happen on, for instance, the K5. I haven't been able to get that confirmed by anybody else, so I think they're aware that it's strange that the bigger screen has less features than the small screen, but I can't get anybody to confirm the software update, so I'm not thrilled that it's taking them that long to get me that answer. But there's obviously something going on where they don't have a good answer to share, and we'll have to figure that out. I'm going to show under the hood because somebody asked to do that, and there we go. So let's just do that real quick, and hopefully you guys have found this informative. We got a few likes, so that's kind of nice. Underneath the hood on this one, there's a 1.6 liter engine. I'm going to have to put the camera down for 1 second here. Bear with me for my terrible camera work. All right. Oh, I meant to flip that around. Okay, so let's flip this around here. There we go. Underneath the hood, nice and low. I don't know, it's sort of hard to tell, but it's kind of a lower engine, which is nice for space here. 1.6 turbo, it's actually a smaller engine is the more powerful engine because it's a 2-liter non-turbo or a 1.6 turbo. So you can see, there's your intake there, battery over here. Nice shiny new alternator. So there's your whole engine there. I don't regularly show the engine because generally we're just showing off who has a better plastic plate than anybody else. But if you wanted to see it, there you go. And we'll flip the camera back around to me, maybe if I can get it. There we go. Bear with me for a second. You can look at my bald head as we come back down. There we go. Shut the hood. All right. Whoops, I didn't quite shut that. There we go, guys. That is the SX in detail, or at least some of the technology in detail. There's actually more to show you with this car. So if you find out something that you want to know more about, let me know in the comments below. And if you want to see something like this, just let us know. And remember, we're not a review channel. We're not this, we don't do one video on the car and then never touch it again. So if there's things you want to know about this car, ask us in the comments. We'll put it more on video for you. I think we're going to leave it there. So I'm headed for a weekend. I hope you guys are headed for a good weekend as well. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll talk to you again in the next one.